The art gallery was quiet, too quiet for a morning filled with so many prestigious guests. The sound of polished shoes on marble floors, the faint clicking of camera shutters, and the gentle hum of murmured admiration filled the space. The air smelled faintly of paint, old wood, and something new, something sacred. On the grand wall hung a newly unveiled portrait, a young girl with deep brown eyes and a fragile, haunting smile. The painting glowed under the soft golden light, and even among the dozens of artworks displayed, it drew everyone in. It wasn't just art, it was emotion frozen on canvas. But when the janitor entered the hall, pushing his mop bucket, his hand froze midair. His lips trembled, his eyes widened, and in a broken whisper that silenced his very soul, he said, "Ma'am, the girl in that portrait, she lived with me in the orphanage." If you believe in kindness, second chances, and miracles that find their way back even after years of silence, please take a moment to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with someone who needs hope today. Your support helps us tell more real, heartfelt stories that remind the world humanity still exists. The janitor's name was Henry Dawson, a quiet man in his late 50s with worn hands and kind eyes. No one really noticed him most days. He was just the janitor, the man who cleaned the floors after the artists had gone home, who set out water bottles before gallery shows, who smiled politely when ignored. But inside him lived decades of stories untold, and one in particular had never left his heart. The girl in the portrait, her face, her eyes, her expression, it was impossible to mistake. He had known her when she was just 8 years old. Her name was Layla, and she was the child everyone in the orphanage thought wouldn't make it past her first winter. Years ago, the orphanage had been a cold, crumbling building on the edge of town. Paint peeled off the walls, the roof leaked, and there were days when even the food ran short. But for Henry, who had lost his own family long ago, that place was still home. He wasn't just a janitor there, he was a father to those who had none, a storyteller by the fire, a man who fixed broken toys and patched torn shoes. And among all those children, Leela was different. She didn't speak much, but when she did, her words carried a weight no child should know. Leela was the girl who would sit by the window for hours, drawing faces on the frosted glass. She had no memory of her parents, just a small pendant with the word hope engraved on it and a half-burned photograph of a woman's hand holding hers. Henry had found her shivering under a broken window the first night she arrived, clutching that pendant as though it held the whole world inside it. From that night, he became her silent guardian. Every morning, he'd bring her an extra slice of bread. Every night, he'd tell her stories about stars that granted wishes, angels that guarded the lonely, and lost children who always found their way home. And little by little, he saw her smile again. But then, one snowy evening, everything changed. A fire broke out in the orphanage, quick, merciless, and all-consuming. Screams filled the air as Henry rushed through the flames, carrying children out one by one. He searched everywhere for Leela in the hallways, under the broken beams, near her favorite window, but she was gone. When the fire was finally out, they found her pendant among the ashes. The authorities said she hadn't survived. Henry never stopped believing otherwise. After the fire, he never went back to the orphanage. The pain was too much. He drifted from job to job, cleaning buildings, fixing floors, never speaking of the little girl who'd once called him Papa Henry. Until that day, standing in the grand art gallery, staring at her face staring back from the canvas. He felt his knees weaken, the world blurred. The gallery curator, a woman named Margaret Lanes, noticed him trembling. She hurried over, thinking the old man might faint. But when Henry pointed a shaking finger toward the portrait, his voice cracked with disbelief. "That's her," he whispered. "That, Leela. I'd know those eyes anywhere." Margaret's polite smile faltered. The painting, titled "The Girl Who Waited," was by a reclusive young artist who had refused interviews, public appearances, even her real name. All the curator knew was that the artist donated every penny of her sales to children's charities, particularly orphanages. That revelation sent a tremor through Henry's heart. He asked Margaret where the artist lived, but she shook her head apologetically. "She doesn't reveal her address to anyone," she said softly, "but she did send a letter with the painting." Margaret fetched it from her office, a simple white envelope addressed to the gallery. Inside was a short handwritten note. "This portrait is dedicated to the man who saved my life, though he never knew I survived. His kindness gave me light when my world was nothing but darkness. Wherever you are, Papa Henry, thank you." Henry couldn't breathe. The mop slipped from his hand, clattering on the marble floor. His chest tightened as years of grief and guilt melted into tears that fell freely down his weathered face. Leela was alive. She had survived the fire. She remembered him. And now, after all these years, she had painted him a message across time, in brushstrokes, in color, in silence. The curator, moved by his tears, made a promise that day. "We'll find her," she said firmly. "No artist should remain hidden when her story can heal hearts." Over the next few weeks, Margaret began searching. She traced art sales, donation records, and charity listings until one afternoon, she found a lead, a children's center on the outskirts of the city run by a young woman known only as Leela Hope. When Henry arrived at the center, the laughter of children greeted him. It was a bright, clean place, sunlight streaming through wide windows, murals on every wall, each one painted with vibrant life. And there, among the children, helping a little boy mix paints, stood Leela. Older now, maybe in her 20s, but those eyes, those same eyes from years ago, held him still. For a moment he couldn't move. His hands trembled, his lips quivered, but his heart, for the first time in years, felt whole. Leela turned, sensing someone behind her. When she saw him, the brush fell from her hand. For a second, neither spoke. The air between them was thick with memories and tears they had both carried too long. Then she ran across the hall, through the crowd of children, and wrapped her arms around him. "Papa Henry," she whispered through sobs, "you came." He held her tight, afraid that if he let go, she might vanish like a dream. "I never stopped looking for you," he said, his voice cracking. "Not for a single day." She told him her story, how she had been rescued that night by a firefighter who took her to a hospital miles away. She was unconscious for days. When she woke, she had no way of knowing who had survived, who hadn't. She was moved to another orphanage and later adopted by a kind woman who recognized her gift for art. Painting became her way to speak, to reach the world that once forgot her. But in every canvas, in every sketch, she left a trace of the man who had once saved her, the man who brought her warmth when the world was cold. As she spoke, tears streamed down Henry's face. The years of loneliness, of wondering if his kindness had ever mattered, all of it was washed away by the simple truth standing before him. It had mattered. It had shaped a life. It had become art, hope, and healing. From that day forward, Henry stayed at the center, fixing things, telling stories, becoming Papa Henry not just to Lulla, but to every child who needed one. Together, they painted murals of hope, rebuilt broken dreams, and turned pain into purpose. Months later, a new exhibition opened in the same gallery where it all began. The walls now held a new series by Lulla Hope, titled The Janitor's Light. Each painting told a chapter of their story: a man mending shoes, a girl by the window, a burning building, a pendant, and finally, a reunion in sunlight. The centerpiece showed Henry surrounded by children, his hands covered in paint, his eyes filled with joy. When reporters asked Lulla why she dedicated the series to him, she simply said, "Because kindness is the brush that paints miracles." The audience that day stood in silence, many in tears, for behind the beauty of the art lay a truth everyone needed to remember, that a single act of love can ripple through lifetimes. Henry's small kindness had become the foundation of something eternal. And as he stood beside her, surrounded by light, laughter, and the children he once dreamed of saving, Henry whispered, "You were my miracle, Lulla." She smiled and replied, "And you were my beginning." If this story touched your heart, please don't scroll away without liking the video, subscribing to the channel, and sharing it with someone who needs to believe in the power of kindness. Every small act of support helps us tell more stories that remind people hope never truly dies. Spukla's special request. Comment below with the word hope if you believe that kindness can change lives, because somewhere out there, someone still needs to see your light. And as the gallery lights dimmed and the night sky shimmered beyond the glass, one thing became clear. Sometimes, the most ordinary souls leave behind the most extraordinary legacies. And sometimes, all it takes to change a life is a janitor who never stopped believing in a little girl's smile.